killing at the box office right now. It really is. Making millions upon millions of dollars. Phil, we're talking about Zootopia 2 right now. I watched it 6 hours ago.
Wow.
Yeah.
You watched it early.
I watched it at 2:30. You watched it opening weekend?
I watched it on Sunday. Okay.
Sunday fun day.
Sunday.
Phil, let's give our spoiler-free talks. We'll get into all the spoilers, the deeper meanings, the things underneath the surface, and our favorite moments from the movie. But first, I want to hear what you thought, Phil. Give me your number score out of 10.
Yes, sir. I gave this movie a pretty high 8 out of 10. Pretty high 8 out of 10. I am so glad we are back in Zootopia. I am so glad I got to see more of the area, and I'm just so impressed with these new characters and current characters that they introduced to us, or that they reintroduced and introduced to us. It was so fun to watch, bro. So funny. And I think they put a lot, because this movie, correct me if I'm wrong, Zootopia 1 came out in like 2017, 2016, correct?
Yeah, that sounds about right.
For the longest time, I was like, why is it taking so long? I need to see the sequel. My goodness, bro. It was so worth it to wait that long, bro, because I think they really, really tapped into like the deeper secrets of Zootopia, and also like introducing more and showing us more. It was so colorful, so beautiful to watch, so funny, so like well planned, well executed, and I really loved a lot of the references they made to like outside content, like past movies, current movies, TV shows maybe. I think there's probably a lot of references I missed out on, only because I either did or didn't know or didn't see it. But this movie was so good, and I really appreciated it.
Yeah.
What did you think?
I'm on the same page. I'm giving this a high 8 out of 10.
Okay.
When I walked out of the theater, I was kind of between an 8 or a 9. Mm-hmm. I didn't know for sure, but it was like one of those, I want to look at my list and see like where I would rank it. Mm-hmm. So yeah, high 8 out of 10. I love this movie. I don't have a whole lot of nostalgia. Nostalgia's not the right word. I don't think about Zootopia 1 a whole lot. Mm-hmm. When I watched it, I really liked it. I thought it was super good. Mm-hmm. This movie, I thought the exact same. This movie is freaking great. It's so good. It really shows when Disney cares about something, they can make a product that's actually pretty good. It shows that Disney is capable of making a great sequel. Yeah. It shows that Disney's still capable of making a great movie. Yeah. And this movie was so unapologetically what it was. It's very much, here's the world of Zootopia. Yeah. Here's all the different like culture stuff that we're doing, all the references to the real world, some stuff. I love their characterization of all the animals. Yes. I like the way, and again, that's why Zootopia shines so much. This, I think, reaffirms that for me, where this world is just so interesting because it like reflects the real world, but with animals instead. Yeah. And I just think that's really cool. Again, really unique concept. It's something that, it's why I loved Elemental so much, because Elemental felt like that in a lot of ways, just with elements as opposed to animals. And I just think this movie, freaking awesome, dude. I'm just happy Disney made a good movie. That's it. Honestly, like, it's funny. Great story. It's pretty deep too. There's a lot you can get into. And I was just happy that I didn't have to sit through a Disney slop fest.
What was one of the main things, and we're going to get into spoilers now, what was one of the main like deep things that like really got to you in this movie?
I love the conversation. His name's Nick Wilde, right?
Yep.
Yeah, Nick Wilde. Fox. I love the conversation that Judy and Nick have the end of the movie.
Dang it.
I'm sorry.
That was mine.
I'm sorry. I love the conversation they have where they kind of get vulnerable for the first time with each other, or kind of get get deeper with each other for the first time, and they talk about why they are the way that they are. Yeah. And I love what Nick Wilde says, where he's like, it's not an excuse, but it's just why I kind of do the things that I do. And it's like, because still, like, it's so relatable, you know, like that's such a their conversation was so relatable, because I can point to so many instances where I've had conversations with people and, hey, I messed up, I did this bad thing. I think it's because I've had this problem before. It's not that it's an excuse. I'm not saying that as like a feel bad for me. I'm just saying I think this is why I'm doing the things that I'm doing now. And that to me just like kind of hit really hard. And for Judy to hit him back with like the whole like, yeah, I think this, that, and whatever, and I have all this trauma, or I just feel like I always have to be better because I'm scared people are going to think I am what I am. Yeah. And I'm just like, dude, all right, calm down. Calm down. This is a little too deep. Calm down. And I don't know. That just hit super hard. There's a couple other things, but I'll let you go if you have a different moment, or you want to just keep the same moment? Because it was...
Honestly, I just really like how they finally opened up to each other.
Yeah.
Because we already knew there were going to be problems. They hinted at it. They hinted this was going to be about their partnership. And I was kind of trying to... I think my question going into this movie, because the whole time, I don't think I saw a lot of trailers. I only saw the teaser.
Yeah, I didn't watch
like the one where it was like them going around chasing the snake. But I did see that there was going to be a problem with Judy and Nick and them trying to like have chemistry when they're working now as a police, what's it called? A police duo?
Yeah.
Like partners.
Yeah.
And so I wanted to see how like bad it's going to be at the start. And it was pretty bad. They couldn't communicate at all. They couldn't see eye to eye on different schemes they were trying to do. And eventually, I think that the scene where they are at the top of that mountaintop house or whatever, the honeymoon thing or whatever, I don't know. Anyways, when she's trying to understand exactly what the plan is, exactly like why certain things going on, and then Nick sees, oh, the fuzz is here. We got to get out of here. And she's like, no, like this is more important. He's like, no, staying alive is important. I really loved how it clearly showed like what mattered to both of them and how it clashes. And like, I think the question I have was, how do they resolve that? Because they've had terrible communication this whole time. Because I said in my head, clearly they need to talk to each other. They need to, and I don't know when it's going to happen, but I know it's going to be such a good scene when they do. And I'm just wondering, I'm like seeing towards the end, we're getting there, and I'm like, when are they going to explode? When is it going to happen? And now, and then that's when I've had problems. I feel too perfect, or I feel like if I'm not perfect, exactly what you were saying. I feel like if I'm not perfect, like people are gonna think a certain thing of me. And then Nick explains his thing, and I'm like, oh, this is good. Yeah. This is a good moment.
I think what stood out the most too is I think Zootopia is very much about people being afraid of people being different. That's very much like the whole plot where it's like, oh, here all animals can live together, but there's clearly racism and so many problems with people just being afraid of each other's differences. And I think something that was super cool on like a smaller scale is where you see like Judy and Nick acknowledge that they're both so freaking different. But like despite that doesn't mean they can't work together. And I think that's kind of what these movies are about. And it's about embracing differences as opposed to like suppressing them and trying to be the same as everyone else. And I just thought that was freaking awesome. I also think it's very much about being above like what you are. You know? And you see that with the villain, those cats. Which, by the way, I don't appreciate the characterization of cats. As a cat dad myself, they're right. They only care about themselves. But something that Judy says to Andy Samberg's character, which I'm fairly certain that's Andy Samberg. I didn't check.
It was. Okay. Andy Samberg. Pobert?
Yes.
That's Andy Samberg.
She basically says, like, you don't have to be your family. And basically telling him, like, this is what you are. Like, this is what you are. This is what your parents are. You don't have to be that. Like, you can be something different. You could be better. And he's like, no, I have to. This is what I am. You know? It's kind of what Zootopia's about. And I love that so much. And I think Disney found a franchise that they can actually really tap into because it's so complex. The first Zootopia does such a good job of setting up a very distinct world, and it reflects very perfectly what our world is. Very much so. Definitely more dramatized or stereotypical. Like it plays into stereotypes of animals a lot. But like the important point of that is to basically be a reflection on how we view other cultures in our society. And I love the way they take it. It's freaking perfect. And then you see that with the reptiles too. And like the way like Nick's walking in, like their culture's so much different. Like just the reptiles as a collective, they're all so much different. And he's just like, dude, what the heck? I like the maggot scene with the little worms. And he's like, okay. He like eats it. Guys, they ate it. So good. It's just really good. And I like that commentary a lot. And I think this is a movie series that I would love to see more of. I would watch Zootopia 3. And I'm the guy, leave them just as they are. But no, dude, freaking make more. Because I think there's so much more you can say here. And I think they're scratching the surface more and more, and I want to see them get more into it for sure. I think there's still so much they could do. This world is so creative. It's not like Coco, where I'm like, why are you making a second Coco? That doesn't make any sense to me. The movie is very much what it is. Zootopia, you hear a sequel and you're like, I always said it. Yeah, I think that could work actually.
Yeah.
That makes a lot of sense. And I'm happy to be proven right. That like, yeah, they freaking got it. And when Disney cares about something, when Disney has a good idea, a good world, and they actually want to tell a great story and not just make a freaking bag, they can tell one. And I thought that with Inside Out too. And I'm hoping Disney starts to see that. Because it's clear when their movies suck, people don't go watch them, right? Like you saw it with Snow White.
Big time.
Lilo and Stitch, kind of a weird it factor where a lot of people thought it sucked, but everyone still watched it.
But it made $1 billion. It's the best movie ever.
Yeah, but I'm trying to think of other like Pixar movies that just kind of flopped. Lightyear being a great example.
Elio.
Elio flopped completely. And look, Elio, from what I understand, a fine movie. I don't think all Disney movies need to fire on all cylinders like people want.
Yeah.
I don't think this movie fires on all cylinders, but I do think it's great.
Yeah.
And I think this is a testament of like when a movie's great, people will go watch it. And I think we need to acknowledge that.
Yeah, with Zootopia, like you said, I feel like there's something they can do more with this. Like, there's so many different scenarios they can play out and actually like, I guess, kidify it with this. Even though it still didn't feel like a full kids
feels
movie,
adult, but yeah,
it feels like it's for
sure.
everyone.
Yeah.
Like, it feels like no matter what, if you are with any type of group and you're like, what movie do you want to watch? If somebody says Zootopia 1 or 2, everybody could be like, yeah, I can watch Zootopia. Because that's what I love about this. Like, it's geared for anybody. And I just want to go back to Reptile World because I loved Reptile World. Hey, Bubba.
Hey, Bubba. Hey, Bubba. Hey, Bubba.
Bro, I love that scene so much only because, like you said with Nick going through and seeing all the different stuff where he's like, yeah, I'm from the city. Like, I understand more stuff. I got street smarts. But clearly he's never been to Reptile World and everything he was doing. And I want to shout out this character because it was my favorite character. Nibbles Maple Stick, loved her.
Was that the beaver?
Yes. Okay, yeah. I loved Nibbles Maple Stick.
Nipples? Sorry.
Nibbles.
Yeah, nibbles.
Like her when he goes up to I think that was a sea lion doing the tricks on the
not a seal. A sea lion. You're right.
Yeah, I was just making sure.
I loved that scene so much. He's like, oh, it's a seal. I got this. Sea lion, by the way. And then it's all back. The coin.
Oh man, you're not supposed to put that in. Only and then it gets
choking hazard.
Yep. I was like, I just like how it's clearly a different world and nobody's been there. And I like how just like them, we were experiencing it. And then so them going up to the hey Bubba dude.
Hey Bubba.
You think it's gonna go one way, and it's like you're thinking the great beast come up. Maybe what do you want instead? Hey Bubba. Hey, Bubba. How you doing, Bubba? No, chilling, Bubba. I love that. There were some people, because I had some friends who went to go see it, and I was like, what were your favorite scenes? And they were like, I like this, I like that. I was like, what did you think of the one scene with Bubba? And they were like, it was annoying. It was too silly, I was like, well, I think that's kind of the point. It's a new thing.
It's a kid's movie.
Yeah. One thing I really want to get into also, what were some of the references you got? Because there were a lot of references in this movie to either games, to TV shows, to movies.
Pointing that out. I don't think I got a lot of them. I got the Ratatouille one,
all right,
the Hulu one, and all the different movies. They also show like Indiana Jones and like when the guy's selling things. That's all I got.
Okay,
I didn't see a lot of them.
All right, did you see the hippos?
No.
Did you see the hippos when the ramp fell and those little balls are falling over?
Hungry Hippos.
Hungry Hippos. Okay. You've seen The Shining before?
No, but I've seen it.
Okay.
I've seen it.
That scene where Pobbert is trying to escape and he goes into the garden and the music for The Shining plays and it starts snowing. I got lit in the theater and I was like, yes, The Shining. And then my friend looked at me, he's like, that was in The Shining? I was like, yes, that's one of the like that's a famous scene. Like when he's going through, he's limping because it's imitating the scene of Jack Nicholson going through the maze. And he had that exact face Jack Nicholson had, except he doesn't have an axe and a dead leg going through. He's just holding himself trying to get through the maze. I was like, this is perfect. Even though Disney did do that before with Ready Player One when they're going through, but all that. But no matter what, still loved it. Still thought that was cool. It was unexpected. But also the scene where, what's it called? they take the little motorbike thing away from the polar bear, and it's drinking a Coke. And I'm like, oh, the polar bear, I loved it. But there are so many references I loved in it, and I just think that made it better for me.
And we're back. I'm so sorry. We had some technical difficulties. Phil, really fast, finish it up.
Yeah, man, I just want to say I really appreciate this movie. I think it fired up on all cylinders, or I find it fired off on all cylinders, and did a good job on appeasing every different age group that was going to go see this movie.
Yeah,
I loved it.
yeah, I agree too. Fantastic movie. I want to see more.